Hey guys, it's Rachel. How you doing? So I know we're all dealing with our own things with this pandemic, and if you're in Ohio like I am, there's a lot of things opening up in the next few weeks. However, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm altogether ready to venture out. Fair? All right. So here's the deal. I've been box dyeing my hair at home. So if you guys can tell, I normally get my hair, ooh, it's a tingly mess, I'm sorry. Normally get my hair done at the salon. When I first started doing hair dye, I box dyed. I did dye from like Sally's and everything else and mixed my own and all that stuff. So I've done a lot of different things with my hair over the years. Well, if you look at my hair, you can see there's like lighter segments. There's some that almost looks kind of a green tinge in here. Those are some purple things. So I have a lot of different hues and shades in my hair right now. When I first dyed my hair, when like everything started, because I was supposed to have an appointment like right when everything shut down, I just bought a red box dye, and unfortunately I couldn't find one I really liked, and I was disappointed. And then my hair was too dark, I didn't like it, and then I went with a brighter box dye the next time. I like it better the second time. Right now it's just gross. I'm on a hair wash day right now. So I decided, since I don't get to go back to school this year, and I'm working from home, that except for my secondary job, but I decided I was gonna change it up and do something a little different. So I went on a bit of a splurge with some of my Ulta points, and I bought some lipsticks, and then I bought this, and I decided I was going to do a review of this particular dye. I've heard pretty good things about it. I don't have to bleach my hair, which is always great. So it says, we recommend for dark blonde, light brown, and medium brown. So of course my hair is more of a red, but I have a lot of more of a medium brown, or even going all the way down to dark blonde and light brown in my hair right now, more so because of all the different tones I have. So it's, for the most part, I decided to give this a try. Do I think I'm gonna look like this model at the end? Oh no, I'm not crazy. But if I can get like that lovely dark plum, I will take it. So this is amethyst chrome, and let's see, this is a permanent dye. They say you should have a tube of color, an applicator bottle is what should be in here. Pair of gloves, instruction leaflet. Okay. Okay. Color cream. After color treatment, this is normally just a conditioner, especially because I've started using Monet. Typically, I don't use these anymore for the simple fact that I use the, just use the Monet on my hair after I do all of it. And I haven't had any issues with that yet. I'm sorry I keep leaving the frame. So, and then there's my gloves and instructions. So, what this says. I don't know if I've ever used this company's hair dye before that I can recall. So, I'm going to look at my instructions. Results may vary based on previous color. Sure. Don't use 2 weeks before or after. Recommend every 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, I'll go see my hairdresser and get something done to this. Avoid contact with clothing, blah, 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 blah. Prep. Before color, cover your clothing with an old towel. Yeah. All right, so mixing. Unscrew the application tip. So there is a little unscrew thing here. They want you to put the developers in here already, so then I'm going to combine that. So obviously this isn't my root regrowth, but the area that probably has the deepest color is going to be my roots, which have more my natural, like, light reddish brown kind of auburn color in there anyway. So I'll probably start roots and do just the top of my head and then work it all through the length of my hair. And that's typically how I go. So I'm gonna apply this and we'll see what happens and all that. Oh, how long does it say? Some of these are different. I have so many different things here. Okay. 20 to 30 minutes. That's for root. First time application, 30 minutes. So it says to leave it on for 30 minutes. So we're gonna do that. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I've mixed up the dye. As you can tell, it's kind of a pink tinge, just kind of muddy lavender, very dull. If you've ever used at home color, you know that the longer you leave it sit, the darker this will get. I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes before I start applying it to my hair, because I gotta let the dogs out before I start anything else. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'll get started on all this. Okay, so with my length of hair, I just barely had enough. This isn't as runny as some I've used, but you know. So as you guys can tell, I have some dye that's gotten in places. So if you dye your hair at home, or even if you go to the salon and get it done, your hairdresser is probably going to go down to make sure she gets in your roots. He or she, I see a woman, so I know she goes down. And so sometimes she always cleans this off, but sometimes it takes a little bit to get some of the areas, and then my hair bleeds for a few days. So something I keep in my car is actually just Noxzema pads, because amazingly enough, these work wonders in getting this stuff off, you know, after dye jobs, so that you don't have like whatever hair color your head was just dyed, you know. So I know a lot of people sometimes complain and they say, oh, a hairdresser shouldn't get, you know, dye down on areas and things like that. But the interesting thing that I've learned more and more is that if your hairdresser really wants to get your roots well, sometimes they're just going to have to. And that's why they have the dye remover and stuff to wipe your head down and things like that, or they'll use alcohol. And the reason is because they want to make sure that they get the dye where it needs to be. And unfortunately, your hair is attached to your scalp. So it's one of those things. A lot of times after I rinse everything out, I go over everywhere with one of these little suckers, and it gets a lot of it off. So if you're concerned and you are dyeing your hair at home, or you are leaving the hairdresser and maybe need to go somewhere and you're like, oh, I still have like a streak of something here and I'd like to get that better, these are a miracle. So, not sponsored, just use them. All right. So I guess we will see what happens when I rinse it. All right. Bye, guys. See you in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to apologize in advance for the fan. Unfortunately, in this particular space, you can't turn on the light in here without the fan coming on. So this is my hair dried. The reason why I'm coming in here is because I tend to be able to get better light. I don't hate this, but it's not as purple as I would like. I feel like it still picked up a lot of red, It's definitely darker down here, but I think because my hair naturally has a lot of red in it, that it just picked up a good amount of my red tinge already. But it's definitely more of a purple. If you have like a lighter shade of hair, or your hair is more of a light brown instead of having some reddish tinges in it, I think that this would probably turn out a little better for you than for me. Overall, I don't hate it. Even my roots picked up a lot of red, which I was surprised. So yeah, for the cost, it's not that bad, but if your hair is any longer or thicker than mine, I would definitely get a second bottle, because I just had enough to do my hair. So if my hair got any longer, I would have to get a second bottle. So, future reference. Alright, y'all have a good night. Bye!